Hey guys, it's Vanna, and today I am going to be talking about Rabbit the dog. I've been planning on doing this video for a while, and it's took a while to actually look all this up. It's probably been like a week since I actually started planning this, if not longer. I kept getting held up because of being busy with summer break and all that, and I'm going to school literally on the 4th. Not ready. Anyway, I'm gonna be reading all about him. This dog is actually very, very interesting to learn about. And also, yesterday, I literally watched Annabelle. That movie is so good. Like, I recommend it. Like, that is literally one of the best movies I've ever watched. I literally watched it with all the lights out with my family. It was good. I don't really get scared that easily, though. So it didn't really scare me. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Totally recommend it. I literally have to watch number 3. Okay. Let's start with the story of Robert. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be. It's probably gonna be like 15 minutes. Okay, so enough. And I'll, of course, put in the description where I actually got all this information. But we're gonna start at the beginning of Robert. The story of Robert actually dates back to the early 1900s, when a boy named Eugene Robert Otto, he was given a one-of-a-kind handmade doll by a servant that worked for his parents in his home. Eugene, who everyone called Gene, named the doll Robert and quickly became attached to his new friend. That home where Eugene had lived where Eugene had lived is now called Artist House. It's located at 534 Eaton Street and was built between 1890 and 1898. It was here that Eugene was given Robert the doll, and where a friendship that lasted throughout his lifetime and beyond was forged. While he seemed like an ordinary cloth doll, wasn't long before Robert was involved in strange and somewhat terrifying events. The first hint that something out of the ordinary was happening was one night when Jean, who was only 10 years old, awoke to find Robert the doll sitting at the edge of his bed, staring at him. Moments later, his mother was awakened by his screams for help and the sounds of furniture being overturned in her son's bedroom. Jean had cried for help. He begged his mother to rescue him. When she finally was able to wrench the locked door open, she saw poor Jean curled up in fear on his bed, his room in shambles, and Robert the doll sitting at the foot of his bed. The only words Jean could actually get out was, "Robert did it. Robert did it." The same words he would later use many times throughout his actual childhood, when something strange, mysterious, or destructive would actually happen. Did Robert actually do it? Nobody knows for sure. Why or how this child's plaything could actually wreak havoc on a child's bedroom or do anything at all. After all, it was just a toy. But the weird and inexplicable didn't stop at that one occurrence. Jean's parents would often hear their son upstairs talking to the doll, getting a response back in a total different voice. They reported seeing the doll speak and witnessing his expressions change, giggling, and sightings of Robert running up the steps or staring out the upstairs windows were also reported. Robert continued to live with Jean throughout his lifetime. After Jean's parents died, he moved back into their home with his wife and Jean. Jean decided that the doll needed a room of his own and placed him in the upstairs room that had a window overlooking the street. Anne felt uneasy with Robert in the house, and although she couldn't put her finger on it, she had wanted Jean to lock the doll up in the attic where he could do no harm. My nose is like really stuffy. Jean conceded, and as one could imagine, Robert the doll was not happy in his new digs. Soon, visitors to the home heard footsteps in the attic, the sounds of someone pacing back and forth, and devilish giggles. Neighborhood children reported seeing Robert watching them from the window in the upstairs bedroom, and told accounts of the doll actually mocking them as they walked to school. When Jean heard this, he immediately went to investigate, knowing that he had locked Robert in the attic, and there was no way he could be sitting by the window of the upstairs bedroom. But to his complete shock, when he opened the door to the bedroom, there was Robert, sitting in the rocking chair by the window. Jean locked Robert back up in the attic several times, each time discovering him again sitting by the window in the same upstairs bedroom. There was a new child to terrorize. Jean Otto had died in 1974, and when the new owner moved into the house on Eaton Street, the 10-year-old daughter was delighted to find Robert the doll in the attic. But her delight ended soon when she claimed that Robert was alive and that the doll wanted to hurt her. She awoke often in the middle of the night, screaming in fear, and told her parents that Robert had moved all about in the room. It wasn't long before Robert was actually given away, and today he lives in the East Martello Fort, where visitors come from all over the world to see him. Is Robert really possessed? Many believe that the origin of Robert's evil lies in the one who originally gave him to Jean Otto, the servant who worked for Jean's parents. This woman was supposedly mistreated by her bosses. To punish them, it is believed that she cursed the doll with voodoo and black magic. That might explain the many mysterious and frightening experiences people have had with Robert the doll. But if so, when did the hauntings end when the owners died? No one really knows for sure, but one thing remains constant. Robert the doll continues to taunt and scare those who come to view him, especially guests to the museum who attempt to take photos. Many have reported their cameras becoming inoperable when they try to take a picture of Robert, only to begin working again when they left the museum. Robert sits inside a glass case, but it doesn't seem to stop him from inflicting fear and discomfort to museum staff and even visitors. The staff had reported Robert's facial expressions changing, hearing demonic giggling, have even seen Robert put his hand up to the glass. Also, Also, it is also said that you got to say sorry, Robert. And I don't really know how to explain that because that's like really, really creepy. I think if it's like you do a certain thing, you have to say sorry, Robert, whenever you see him or whatever. I never really looked into that. Wish I had. I might go into detail with that in another video. But yeah, that's all for today. Love you.